In today's video, we are going to compare heated undergarment. We are going to compare the Santi BZ400 full suit against the also Santi, the heated vest. We are going to see pros, cons, and when I use one or another. So without further ado, let's dive into it. Heated undergarments offer excellent protection against cold, but the thermal protection offered by undergarments varies. Also, if not used correctly, it can increase the risks of DCI, DCS. I turn the heating depending on how cold I get, but a rule of thumb, always at the end of the dive, and I turn it off halfway through my surface interval. I think this is the safest option, finishing the dive warmer than when I started. The Santi heated vest. This is the least expensive option. It goes over the base layer and under the undersuit if one is used. It comes in many sizes, from extra small to triple XL. The maximum heating temperature is 45 degrees Celsius, and with my 24 ampere hour battery, it can last up to 4 hours and 30 minutes when used in full power, that is 55 watts. In medium or low power, it will last much longer. It's very flexible, with an insulation of 180 grams square meter that keeps the core warm for longer, and it will give you the sensation that the other areas of the body are also warm. The insulation is the same used by the Flex 190, so it should be used when diving in water from 7 degrees Celsius. However, it all depends on your body tolerance to cold. It has a single wire pocket for the wire ends. It's machine washable and it has a P-valve opening, which is a plus. As a final note, as the vest is relatively small and sits relatively snug to your body, when you turn the heating on, you will notice it getting warm. As per extra weight, I did not require any extra weight. The heated BZ400 Extreme is the most expensive, the warmest, and the bulkiest. Like the vest, it's available in many sizes, from extra small to triple XL. However, it also has the made-to-measure option, which is not available for the vest. The maximum heating temperature is 45 degrees Celsius, and with my 24 ampere hour battery, it can last up to 2 hours and 10 minutes when used in full power, that is 110 watts. In medium or lower, it will last longer. It has a flexible material where it's required to have flexibility under the arms and has a pre-bent knee area. The suit is a full body made with 420 grams of insulations that keep the whole body warm even when the heating is not used. It's the same insulation used by the BZ400X, so it can be used in the coldest conditions from 0 degrees Celsius up to 12 degrees Celsius. As a full suit, it has 2 pockets so you can keep your belongings with you, and has 2 zippers, so easy to get in and out. The suit also has a connection for the heated gloves, so you don't need to have an extra cable or extension to connect the heated gloves. And talk about cables and connections, it has multiple pockets for the wire ends, 2 for the gloves connectors, 1 in each arm, and 1 for the main cable. Like the vest, it's machine washable, but it has 2 P-holes, 1 on each side of the zipper. However, different from the vest, the suit does not get as snug, and when you turn the heat on, the heat dissipates a bit across your body, and you will not feel it getting warm. But trust me, it will warm you up. One thing to look out for this is the extra weight you will need to have when using the suit. I needed to add about 2 kilos. As a final note, extra care is required when using the suit when the weather at the surface gets warm, but the water is still cold. In situations like this, I put the suit and dry suit just before entering the water and keep few minutes at the surface to cool down. My setup varies depending on the time of the year, weather, and where I'm diving. For cold water between 0 degrees Celsius and 7 degrees Celsius, I use a base layer, the vest, and the BZ400 Extreme with gloves connected. As I currently only have a single battery and a single heating connector for the heated undergarments, I decided to heat the vest and the gloves, but in this case, I need to have an extra cable to connect the gloves and the vest to the heating connector. For anything between 7 degrees Celsius and 10 degrees Celsius, I use the base layer BZ400 Extreme with gloves connected. In this case, an extension cable is not required as the BZ400 has the gloves connection end. When over 10 degrees Celsius, I use the base layer, vest with gloves disconnected. If required, I add my 2 pieces waterproof Mesh Tech 3D undersuit. Let me know in the comments below what heated system you use, how you use it, and when. And don't forget to click on this video here if you want to know more about how I customize my X-Deep Stealth Tech 2.0 with all the gears required to keep me warm in the cold months.